Hey guys, this is Ben. It's Saturday afternoon. First of all, I wanted to start off by giving a really big thank you to Captain Fuckhead. That's his name on YouTube. He reached out to me. He gave me some great advice on promoting my campaign, and he put me in touch with some people who can help me with promotion. And he's just been amazing, and he did it all just for the sake of helping me out. And that kind of kindness is I don't come across that kind of kindness a lot. Thank you so much. It really does mean a lot to me. Um, okay, so I think for today, I was trying to think a little bit more about what I was talking about yesterday, and a buddy of mine called me up, and we were talking a little bit about certain things. Um, so anyway, I think to start off, I think I was thinking about this trend going on of banking on nostalgia, of you know taking old franchises and bringing them back to life. I it's like it's one of those things where in its concept, it sounds really great. Um, I love the idea of continuing really classic hit stories, but that being said, most of what we've gotten has been mediocre at best. Um, I'm trying to be nice. Um, we keep getting people trying to do their, well, this is my modern take on this. This is my modern take on that, or whatever. But, and it's like, it's all well and good to try to keep up with the times. But at the same time, if you're missing the mark of the themes or the elements, the things that made the originals work, if you're deciding to forego that because you think you're too good for it or something, you're not going to get a great response from everybody. And I guess I don't quite understand that mentality. I don't really understand why you'd like why people feel the need to quote correct things that don't need correcting. Um, Now that there are I think there are a couple of notable exceptions, in my opinion, of uh, sequels that are modern day reboots or rehashings that actually work. Um, there's mainly one that I can think of, and I know that this like pretty much everything else is controversial, but whatever. I thought Dragon Ball Super did a great job at bringing back a franchise. Now, it had its flaws. Akira Toriyama has a tendency to forget his own canon so much, and it makes me feel weird for I'm incredibly OCD about Dragon Ball canon, so when I see something that's obviously wrong, it sets off a little alarm bell. But for the most part, you know like I think a lot of times when I look at a sequel show or a sequel property, if you will, that has based on an old franchise, I think that for the most part they never really get the characters correct. The characters never come off the way like I think the best example I can think of offhand is this is gonna be lame. Girl Meets World. I was a big fan of Boy Meets World when I was a teenager and all, and I loved the characters. I loved the setups. I loved the scenarios. It always got, towards the later seasons, it got very, very cornball. I mean, it was always a little cornball, but it got very cornball toward the end. But it was a good show. It had fun characters that you could connect to. And then I saw Girl Meets World. Complete and utter departure. Corey and Topanga, they looked like Corey and Topanga. Corey, for the most part, sounded like Corey, but at the same time, it did not feel like I was watching the same people, and it felt incredibly depressing. And not to mention, if you want a really good test to see how bad pop culture has descended in terms of intelligence, try this little test. I want you to watch the first episode of Boy Meets World, and then right after, I want you to watch the first episode of Girl Meets World. Or you can do it inverse. Either way, I want you to watch these two within 10 minutes of each other. When you do that, you will see a huge difference in terms of, like, number one, the show in the 90s seemed to have more respect for its audience's intelligence or ability to process information, because if you look at the first episode of Girl Meets World, it had no substance in terms of, like, helping kids, like, learning about things. It had no substance. First episode of Boy Meets World, the first bit of dialogue is educational. So try that out if you wanna be cynical like me and have fun at their expense. Now, let's see. I was talking about Dragon Ball Super, but I pretty much covered most of that. I mean, Dragon Ball Super did, though, I think what I've been wanting to see from a lot of these sequel things, where they added to the canon and they added to the lore of it, but it wasn't anything superficial, and it wasn't anything that would drastically ruin what came before it. They added the stuff about gods of destruction. They added this new divine hierarchy to supplement what they already had. And as you probably know from my other video, I was saying how I'm all about mythology. I love origins and stuff. I love knowing where things come from in stories. So the fact that they were decided to build on the lore of Dragon Ball, instead of just trying to reset it or trying to change the characters completely. See, that's the kind of thing people want. That's what true fans of any of these series really want. I think the average viewer doesn't look at something like that and think, well, wow, that person, I don't see anybody that fits any of my criteria on the show, so I can't like this show or whatever. The idea is they're written to have they're written to be relatable. Jesus God, I have got to stop meandering. I'm so sorry. I'm really new at this. So anyway, I think that's the topic for right now. That I was just wanted to give a little quick few thoughts, give some of my little slightly cynical takes on things. But if it comes off as negative, it's because I think that everybody's capable of better than what they're putting out in terms of in terms of Hollywood, in terms of mainstream anything. People are more capable than this. This is, come on, guys. Come on. So anyway, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Please like this video if you like anything I had to say. And do not forget, please, do not forget, Outlaw Nights is coming to Indiegogo on September 24th. So Y'all are gonna want to get that, because I promise you, it is a I put my heart and soul into this story, and Render Contender, everything he draws is a masterpiece. And Prasad Patanik, our colorist, he's doing an insane job giving these shots this gorgeous depth and texture that I love. Check both of those guys out. You will not regret it. Thank you so much, guys. I will be back with another video, most likely tomorrow. Thank you so much. Bye.